What's going on, you guys? Damocles here, and today I'm happy to announce the start of my new series, which is me trying to get to Master Rank in Pokemon Unite without using any items at all. Not a free-to-play account, not a level 1 item account, not a level 20 item account, like 0 items. 0. I think it's going to be super hard. I want to do it because I want to challenge myself and see if I can actually do it. Because it is a huge handicap not having any items at all. You're missing out on a lot of base stats and stuff like that. So if you want to tag along in this series and you have any questions or you'll just find this to be entertaining, please consider subscribing. It means a lot. You guys have been really supportive so far. And at 20k subs, giving away a Nintendo eShop gift card to one of you guys. So make sure you join the squad for that. Also, if you want to hop in Discord and chat with me, or you want to buy any dope Team Shiny merch, make sure you go and hit the merch line link in the description. This game is like one of my very first games on the account. I just unlocked Potion the game prior. I had been playing a couple games of Talonflame because I thought maybe that would be a good Pokemon to use for this grind. But this was my first game as trying it out as Zeraora. This is a standard game. I don't think I had ranked unlocked yet, but I wanted to show you guys this game just to give you a little taste of what we have to deal with running with no items at all, and because I want to ask you guys a couple questions. And the first one is, what Pokemon do you think is like most conducive to like winning with 0 items at all? Because I kind of went back and forth on this. You know, having 0 items means like you don't get any of the base stats. You really can't take any like consistent like fights. You can't go and duel people expecting to win because everybody has items. Even the difference between just a level 1 item and 0 items is a huge chasm, right? And so I'm wondering what you guys think is like the best Pokemon that can perform with no items whatsoever. And so I was thinking Talonflame, at least if I can't take any fights, at the very least I can go and use Brave Bird's burst damage to try and steal objectives, or to apply a little bit of burst damage in team fights and help out in that way. Try and steal Zapdos, try and steal Dreadnought. And that went pretty well. But this game I want to try Zeraora because it has pretty high base stats, and I know that like at a lower HP threshold, it can just do a lot of damage outright, and I can apply a lot more pressure early game than if I was playing Talonflame. So that's why I'm giving it a shot here. This game in particular, we do have some crazy plays, I'm not going to lie, and then I also have some big mistakes, so I thought it would be interesting for you guys to watch this one in particular. Again, I'm just running Potion here, and I haven't run Potion in like since the very start of the Unite when you're forced to. So if I don't use it when you think I should, don't blame me. I literally just never use it, so sometimes I forget it even exists. Let's talk about the no items, shall we? No items means I really have to play in more of an intelligent way. I have to win straight off of skill alone and outplays and like intelligent macro play and farming. I can't just go and brute force a fight because I think I can win because I have the more optimal item build. I have to play it more intelligently. So there's some circumstances where it's like, in a normal game on my main account, would I take this fight? Absolutely. But with this account, I have to play a little bit safer because I can't necessarily take those other I can't take those other fights because other people just have better stats than me. So it makes for some interesting gameplay, and it like kind of highlights different aspects of the game where like you have to be more concerned about your like macro play and rotating and stuff like that, and you know, the actual like capabilities and limits of your character, as well as just, you know, focusing more on like straight up outplays. You can't just go and actually fight. I can't auto attack people. I have to do some sneaky stuff. So it makes for a pretty fun time. I'm enjoying it. I'm playing this game. I was playing it with a buddy of mine. I don't think he enjoys it as much because I have to play very differently than how I do on my main account. But I still go off in this game, and it's a silly goose time. But Zeraora, you guys have seen my Zeraora guide. If you haven't, you can go check it out on the channel. But I like to go Volt Switch and Discharge. Discharge I just think is mandatory, and Volt Switch is just straight up, like, you can just style on people, like playmaking wise. So I like to go Volt Switch and Discharge. Obviously the damage output is not the same as if you're going with an item build, But Discharge, when you get to low HP, not just with Discharge, but with the Unite move as well, Zeraora does a lot more damage. And so there are some moments where I try and delay the usage of my Discharge and use it a little bit later in a fight so that I can get more damage out of it. So that's something to watch out for as well. Volt Switch, if you guys have never played Zeraora before, for whatever reason, it acts like LeBlanc's teleport, where you can basically blink in one direction. Hey, thanks for the sub. Blink in one direction, and then you have a certain amount of time where you can blink back in the opposite direction. So that's really fun to make different outplays. You can see here I am counter jungling the enemy jungler because I want to make it so they stay behind. Again, base stat wise, I'm not going to beat them if we're on the same level, so I have to make sure that they are below me in levels. And right now they're 2 below me. I don't want them to get any kind of chance of getting back in this game. And this is where my first outplay comes. Let's see, we dodged the Unite ult. We got 3 there. My team probably thinks I'm dead here, but look, I'm at half HP Zeraora, guys, with a level lead. Come on, son. Like, this is no items, no problem. No problem. Didn't even use potion, because honestly, I just forget to use it in like 99% of every circumstance in this game. Yeah, it's just playing with no items is really, really interesting, and I honestly don't know if I'm going to make it to Masters. I don't know if I'm going to make it to Masters or not. I'm going to try my best, but it is like a really significant handicap. What I was talking about before was I want to go and deprive the enemy team of XP. I've talked about this in other videos before, but just as important as farming your own jungle camps is preventing the enemy team from getting their jungle camps and getting other camps. By the way, I don't rotate down here because, again, I'm talking to my buddy in Discord, and he's like, nah, we got this secured. I'm not going to rotate down. And they end up getting it, no problem. We have a pretty significant lead right now. But yeah, as far as XP is concerned, the like Corefish camps and stuff like that, really not too concerned about stealing those, but stealing buff camps is huge in terms of XP. That is like a massive chunk of XP that the enemy team loses out on, and it's also a massive amount of like potential team fighting potential that they lose out on too, like with the various slows or the objective stealing capabilities and farming capabilities of using Ludicolo buff. So it's really important if you do have a lead and you are confident in your ability to outplay, or you are aware of everyone's position on the map, it's counter jungling is a really good skill to have at a high level if you're a jungler. Don't go just run in there all willy-nilly, but if you are ahead and maybe you knock down the outer towers or something like that, you have more influence on the actual map. They don't have as many safe locations that they can just sit around at, so go and try and take whatever camps you can while you can, because again, there's only those camps are only going to respawn a certain amount of times a game, so any amount of times that you can steal it away from the enemy is going to leave you at an XP advantage. Even if your camps sit for a little bit longer than you'd like, the enemy team, they're still there, whereas the enemy team camps aren't going to be there. And here's outplay number 2, guys. This is pretty hilarious. I shouldn't have been here at all, and you should never use your escape tool to actually jump onto the point because of this reason, but I tried to be cheeky here, and look at this. This is why I go Volt Switch, guys. 0 HP. I actually use Potion. We bait him over here. We drop the Volt Switch back. I wanted to try and score again, but I said, nah, let's just get out of here, son. And look at this escape. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. You would be surprised the amount of times that actually works. My buddy goes and is taking Ludicolo, and I'm like, yo, excuse me. Zapdos is about to spawn. I'm the jungler. Like, I gotta get on this for steals. He gets it anyway. It's no big deal. Ninetales has some burst with the Unite move. It's not going to make a difference. You'll see why in a second, but I'm just, at this point, we're trying to maintain safety for Zapdos, right? We have a hefty lead, in my opinion, and I'm sitting on 50, so I really want to go and score this, but the important thing is to not let the enemy team back into the game, and now you're going to see that they definitely try to get back into the game. They go for Zap, and our team has a pretty janky fight at Zap, through my fault entirely, and it's just one of those things where it's like, maybe if you're not in a super massive lead situation, I would play it differently, but also, like, if I like wasn't in a super lead situation, we might have just lost this game. You can see I try to chunk out enemy Pokemon on their team right before the Zapdos fight, so that either they have to leave and be at a numbers disadvantage, or they go there and they get murked by my teammates. Right here, I probably should have just popped Unite move on Venusaur immediately, or saved it and dropped it on Talonflame or something like that, but I whiff it, and then I basically whiff my Discharge as well, so I am effectively useless right now. Effectively useless. And instead of going and doing the smart thing, going back, I try to just make an outplay and like style on them, and it ends up biting me in the butt. I take out the Talonflame, no problem, but the rest of the team comes here and backs it up, and naturally I don't use my potion because, well, I think at that point I was charmed by Wiggly, and then I got knocked back slightly by Lucario, but I probably could have used it a lot earlier. And now, because of Unite's respawn system, I am basically out for the remainder of the game because I made one bad fight, which is not fun, but that's the game, and we lose Zapdos over it. So that's just you can't make this stuff up, guys. It happens, and you know I have to blame myself for it because it's like I should have just backed off and just followed my team. Wouldn't have happened. Doesn't really matter because we have a lead and the timer is so low at this point that the only person that can actually make it anywhere close is Talonflame. But also I can't be mad because I literally don't exist for that last minute of the game because I had a 40-second respawn timer. So that's a whole lot of fun. But that's the game. I thought you guys would enjoy the outplays as well as my terrible play. And just goes to show, you know, even high-ranked players can make mistakes. And you really need to be mindful of those Zapdos fights because it's like one more person gets through and we potentially lose that game, you know? So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please let me know what you think about this series down below. Let me know what you want to see next and who you think would be a good Pokemon to play for this series. Obviously, this is a standard game, but that's going to be it for me, guys. Damocles out.